Alright. Let's go to his apartment. This guy that we found, you know, by sneaking into somebody's like computer, you know, sneaking a glance at it and totally finding the information ourselves, basically stealing it. Oh well, you know, it's all for the greater good, don't worry about it. This is the building, Slider. Mr. Otsuka must be doing well for himself considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo San Francisco, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger. Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both know it won't be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies. Cat. Moderately large tabby cat basks in its own self-centered fashion. Yes, seems very satisfied about being a cat. Why does it have it? It has its own portrait for some reason. The little cat bumps his forehead against her knee and starts kneading his paws against the ground. Okay. Talk. Meow. Oh, expert meow. Talk again. Meow. Holy cow, that's a meow. Meow. Whoa, what a yawn. Oh, looks like it's sleeping now. Maybe it shouldn't be disturbed. Meowing is exhausting. Yeah. Okay. Palm tree. Did you know that palm trees used to be much more common? Almost a city staple. Is it? I mean, actually, that's probably true in real life, maybe. In actual San Francisco. The truck is prickled and rough as far as you can reach. Talk to tree. What's shaking, tree? Coconuts, maybe? Sky. I think I've seen you in the prologue. Did I see you before? I'm not sure. I remember the 3D glasses, so... Well, it's not exactly 3D, but... It's orange and blue. Usually it's red and blue. Anyway. This one looks very healthy too, but you feel like you already knew that part. There could be spiders in these holes. I don't know. How'd you grow up so vertical on this steep hill? There's a window. A gorgeous picture window of engraving and crown molding. Design is just slightly worn from the weather and general outside hazards, but it's in surprisingly good shape. Look. It's the door to Shotaro's apartment building. All you can see inside is a staircase. Talk? There's no front attendant to hear you. Okay, well... I don't want to go in yet. Let's, I mean, this person looks important, so... They're holding a colorful umbrella. Wish you had thought ahead like that. You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that. Anything else? My gum's closed. Oh, my gum? No, not my gum. My gym, rather. My gym's closed this week for the holidays. Gotta see some family tomorrow. Why do auto cabs take so long to get out of this part of the city? Don't they know people have places to go? I'm gonna see if the gym in Burbank is still open. You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of. Okay, I already said that. Okay. This is a random cat. I don't know, did I see him before? Or see them, rather? I think they used them in the description. But, maybe I saw them before, or otherwise just in the prologue. But anyway, I guess nothing to do with them, however. I imagine, again, a lot of characters are just like Kickstarter, just cameos from Kickstarter backers or whatever, maybe. That's what I'm assuming, anyway. I'm gonna be honest, a little immersion breaking. If they're just there, you know, just because, but... I don't know, whatever, it's fine. I don't care too much. The gate is locked. You have to be buzzed in by the resident to get in. Well. The buzzer. Oh, this... I didn't see it. I thought it was part of the door. The building's buzzer is just a fancy, or rather... Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I read too fast, but I read the word fancy before I even read halfway into the sentence. But the building's buzzer is just a layout of big buzzes on the panel. Nothing too fancy. Hard. Bloop? No, it doesn't work, because I don't live in this area. Okay, fine. Ring doorbell. Ding dong. Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro's Osaka's ROM. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him. That's encouraging. That was odd. Maybe try the bell again. Ding dong. Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro Otsuka's Ram. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but I will let him know you are here. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for just a moment while I fetch him. Again. What is taking so long? That is my, moniker, I guess. How you say that? Moniker? I sigh. Alright, third time's a charm, right? Once more, with feeling. Ding dong! Greetings, guests. I am the Ram. I'm saying the same thing as I said last time. I don't know if it's a pre-recorded message or Shotaro is just ignoring you, but I'll do it again. Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow a fuse before we're done. Thank Hayden for system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Osaka's apartment ourselves. Just gonna break in? Okay. Is that how it's gonna work? You keep rattling the gate, but the key card locks are hard to break through. Hey, buddy, can you let me in? No? It's locked. Palm tree? Palm tree time? Quit popping the palm. Yeah, I want to climb the palm tree and break in that way somehow. Like maybe there's a balcony up there. I don't know. Hey, cat. I'm actually quite a fan of cats. They provide consistent entertainment online for me when all I had to do was sit around and search the mesh all day. Yeah, videos. No front tenant to hear you. Spireweb gate design mesh fit in the building's regal aesthetic. Can I use something? ID? No. Loop means nope. Well, I'm stumped because I have nothing. What do I? Huh? Anything else to? Oh wait, there's a fire escape. I didn't see that. Mr. Ozuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us access to his window. We just need something to let us reach it. I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around we could use. Oh, that's how these things always work. How do we reach that? Well, it'd be nice if we have like a hook at the end of a long stick. Can you help us now? I wonder. You want to prepare for the weather, huh? How about that? You want my umbrella? Not for the weather. We need to use a hook handle to reach the fire escape ladder so we can pull it down. Why would you want to do that, you know? So we can break in the second floor into someone's apartment. Oh, you live here and lost your key card, huh? I totally understand. I do that all the time. But look, as much as I love to give you this umbrella, I'm kinda using it right now. Where I come from, see, we're all about equal trades. It's part of our culture. Gym? Culture? Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, I'm gonna hold on to this. You know, typical point-and-click adventure game. Gotta trade something for that umbrella, somehow. Don't wanna get wet? I was gonna say that this person was a little naive to assume that we're just simply locked out. Was definitely gonna use his umbrella for criminal intentions. But we do have to trade for it, so, you know. Capitalism. And not really capitalism, more like mercantilism, actually. Or, actually, I don't know what you call it. It's called bartering, I guess. Is that what it's called? You know, before there was currency, there was bartering. Or bartering? Bartering. We simply just traded stuff for other stuff. You want this business card? Hey, is this real? The real Vanek Fairlight? You know him? Of course I do. He's one of the most innovative tech minds of the last few generations. Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella, yours to keep if you want. I think it's a fair trade, and I don't think he has a problem with it either. Do you, Slider? You could probably trade other items, I'm thinking. Oh, but... Well, I don't know if we need that, though. Do we need that business card? Maybe not. I haven't used it on other characters yet, you know? That's why I keep all my items, make sure I can interact with all of them and get all the flavor text. Oh well. Well, thanks. Here we go. Got an umbrella. This is so exciting. I'm gonna go call him right now. I was gonna say, we also dox Fairlight. We keep doxing everybody. Though I guess Fairlight is, Dr. Fairlight. Or is it Doctor? Is it Dr. Fairlight? Mr. Fairlight? I don't know, whatever. The old guy is he's a pretty much a public figure anyway, so probably a bunch of people already know his phone number. Or at least his business phone number anyway. Call him? Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool, and a pretty spiffy one at that. Let's go. Okay, so by the way, the Kickstarter backer, I don't know, maybe not a Kickstarter, I'm just assuming. But that person did serve a purpose after all. Anyway, I use my handy dandy umbrella. Excellent work, Slider. I don't know why we couldn't just simply borrow it. We didn't have to we just need to do that. Just borrow for like 5 seconds and give it back. But oh well, let's just go. Okay. There's windows. It was open, I guess. Oh, interesting. Look at this. We've already got plenty of light, apparently. Or they would if all the blinds of this unit weren't closed. Is this guy dead too? This is open. Let's go in, I guess. Let's go in and get implicated in another crime. This window is unlocked. Let's go in. Ah, Christmas. Ugh, what's that smell, Turing? Well, you see, it's a smell of a dead corpse. Smells like copper. Or... is that how you spell it? It smells like... well, not really copper, but like, a metals smelling thing, I guess. That's how often blood is described. And just in general, I guess. If you ever had a nosebleed or whatever, you can tell what blood smells like. I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decaying food and something else I can't pin down. It's unfamiliar to me. It's blood. It's blood, dummy. This window's open, leads to the fire escape. Look at it. A fancy newsfeed made of multiple streams and mesh idly playing on the TV, muted. This Christmas tree might be small, but has a lot of spirit. Touch TV. You can't find any way to work the TV. Flat screen is bare embedded in the wall. Touch tree. Maybe a pocket tree, but don't pickpocket it. Controls the light and air conditioning the whole apartment. Talk to it. There's no one to buzz in, also that'd be weird. Okay, fine, let's use it. Ta-da. Well, that's better. Okay. Rotting food. Let's take a look around. There's old food. An old greasy bag of to and fro, a fast food chain the state is famous for. Flies are circling like vultures. That's disgusting. It looks like a smiley face, by the way, over here. What's a smiley face? I think there's something that's called something actually. When you see like faces and like inanimate objects, that's like a real phenomenon. I don't know what you call it, but that's the thing that happens because our brain likes to see faces. Antique wub speakers. They use actual wires to connect to the receiver. Wow. Be careful, if you accidentally can disconnect them, you'll never be able to get these things working again. Amp. A vintage York's amp. It has a connector for plugging in old phones. You fill up the dial. Oh, okay, it's a saxophone meme. Saxophone guy. The protocols used by the GX Ultra Bees were around back when this baby was built. Okay, can't use it there. A collection of books about writing on writing good. Yes. You read through a book about creating compelling articles. It doesn't help you. Here's the ROM. Shoto's ROM. It called itself LJ2, right? Okay. Well, I mean, this is like a corpse. We're gonna look at that last, I guess. Touch. It is a response here. There's no power switch. Talk. ROM just sits there. Appears to be powered down. Can't scan anything while it's powered down. Milk. You really shouldn't leave milk with them. Then again, you probably shouldn't be walking around with it either. Headphones. You hear absolutely nothing. Okay. Look at his desk. What a blocky desk. And touch desk. Don't mess with the Shotaro stage just because he's currently distracted. He's just distracted. Don't worry about it. Hi, hello? Mr. Osaka? There's no response, obviously. He's just dead. Why are we a Grim Reaper? You know, every person we've come into contact with simply dies somehow. You know? I guess we don't directly cause it, but we somehow are always at the scene of their deaths. You know? Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us. I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi, Mr. Osaka! Nothing. Hello, guess? Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you. We just checked and he seems busy. Is there anything else I might assist you with? A trick, perhaps? How long has Owner been ill? Shotaro has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you. Is your order still making blog updates? He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversary, or adversity rather. Mix up those two words. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you. When was your last diagnostic check? I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software. Don't worry about it. I guess LJ2 glitched out, right? It's not me not knowing how to pronounce that word. It was LJ2 glitching for a little bit. I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance. No, that's okay. Very well, let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist. Okay. Cheerfully bouncing. The ROM evades your touch. It dodged me. Anything else? Saying there's anyone. Try very hard. Keep up deadlines. He seems busy. I guess that's it. Swipe the ID. This model barely has logical speaking capabilities. Milk. Ah, a delivery for Mr. Otsuka. You can't take it. Something sounds wrong. There's lots of weird noises. Wait a minute. Has this AI gone rogue? Gonna kill us, cause it's like compartments just hiding a gun. It's gonna shoot us. We're gonna die. Why would Mr. Osaka's ROM just dump food like this into a pile? It must be malfunctioning. Touch it? Oh. Hey! Okay, that's better. What if we just want to turn it up? Huh? Your apartment complex doesn't have video comm system or hardly locks at all. Just outdated security doors and broken windows. Well, you don't have to rub salt into the wounds, Turing. Touch. Yep. Blech. Oh no. We're too late. Okay. His blood is strangely purple, by the way, but I guess maybe it's been a while. Maybe that's why the blood has dried up. I don't know if it looked purple, though. It would look like brownish, I think. Anyway. How long has he been there? It looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. Back of the chair. It's like a katana? We're facing off like a ninja assassin, literally. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. We're literally facing off against Agent 47, you know, cyberpunk Agent 47 is coming to assassinate everybody. And kind of finish the job and kill us too. His ROM doesn't even think of anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us. We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange. Okay. Talk. Totoro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep on deadlines. Okay. But that's okay, we'll wait. Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps? Shotoro's dead, by the way. Bleh. It shut itself down again. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Osaka's computer. If we can find it. Computer. That's a TV. Talk. There's no sense in talking to a corpse. I mean, why not? It's so gruesome, so tragic. I was never prepared to handle anything like this. It's just a meat bag, don't worry about it, Turing. You know? I hate this. I mean, imagine if you were a robot and you see like a dead body, it wouldn't be the same, right? It'd be like the opposite, though. If you were a person and then you see a dead robot, you know, it just wouldn't be the same. You would think, oh, it's a dead robot. You know, it wouldn't hit you the same way because they're not made of the same materials as you. I would think, anyway. Unless, obviously, you've been personally attached to the actual robot. Otherwise, though, it was just like a typical robot body. You wouldn't feel the same way you would feel if you saw an actual real-life corpse of, like, a human body, I feel like. So I wonder if Turing is just saying that because of his programming, or... Turing didn't mention something about meat bags, right? It's just flesh and bones, don't worry about it. He's very smelly, though. Nudge. We shouldn't disturb him. It's touch sensitive. The entire desk must be Mr. Osaka's computer. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Look at desk. Mr. Osaka's latest articles, some data as recently as today. I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. Osaka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie is sympathy too. They might be in immediate danger, so we must act fast. Let's head for Nanya's business. Nah, let's just take a break, sit down, what's it called? Tofro? Let's go to the restaurant. We should probably call the police as well. I mean, I know we don't want to involve the police, but come on, it's a dead body. We should probably let them know so we don't implicate ourselves. Because we're gonna have fingerprints all over this area, right? We touched everything, and if we don't tell Lex right now about what happened, we're gonna get in trouble because they're gonna find our fingerprints all over the place, right? I don't know. I don't know if it matters, but let me just save here as well, just one more time, just in case. I've been making a lot of saves recently because that one time the game did get glitched out, and I had to go all the way back to reload, or rather reload a save to go back to where I was before, so I can make more consistent saves. Let's see. Well, we have to go back to Narnia. I don't think it matters. You know, if I go to, for example, the police station, what I really want to do is if I was a character in the game, if I had free will, you know, in the game itself, I would go to the police right now. I would just tell them there's a dead body there, you know? I found out about it. So probably tell at least Lexi, you know, just call Lexi real quick and say, yeah, by the way, Lexi, there's another dead body. While we were like snooping around, there was like another dead guy, so you probably check that out, you know. I know it will slow down the investigation of, you know, what we're doing, but you should probably check that out so nobody moves the body or whatever. Though they haven't moved it in a few days already, though. I don't know. Again, there's also this flower mansion. I wonder if we go there now. I don't know if it does anything, but we'll go here though. This flower mansion. We still haven't went there yet. We can also go home. I don't know if it matters if we go home. I gotta remember like our plant, right? There was like the whole thing about our plant. I guess I neglected. I guess we should have went to our home multiple times in order to like, talk to our plant. Maybe it would have survived. Well. I wonder if it affects the ending. You know, I did say like it would have dire consequences if you keep this plant alive. And I didn't, so. Oh, here's Narnia. Ah, shit. What the hell are you doing back here? Wait. Let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough? That is distressingly accurate. Well, it wasn't much of a damn guess. Charlie Nova is dead. Another one? Charlie Nova? This guy? Charlie Nova? That guy? The funny voice I gave him? You know, he was mostly just comic relief. Now he's just freaking dead. What? Charlie is... The auto cab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes. And I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of San Francisco, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever get any shit about any of this. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook, that's for damn sure. You just look at Krusty Krab. Have a good... Okay. I mean... You know, it wouldn't be as funny if it were not for the case that it's you know, everyone just keeps dying around us. Oh no, why is this happening? There's no one in that car. No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing. That wasn't even an auto cab. It's a manual. How is that even possible? Manual cars? Who does that? I don't know. That's it. This is too much. I've had enough. I don't care who's controlling the news anymore. Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died. But I can't live with any more blood on my hands. We're not investigating this lead any further. As of right now. It's not our fault, Turing. It would have happened either way. It's just a coincidence that we were on the scenes. Logically, I know that, Slider. We haven't set out to harm anyone. But someone is using us as a stalking horse. hiding behind our investigation to clean up whatever this is. If they want to keep taking out people involved in this, they're going to have to dig them up without our help. We don't have any other leads anyway. We do, the Flower Mansion, right? Thank you for sticking with me, though. We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on. Okay. This game does not autosave, so please, be sure to save frequently. Be sure to save frequently. Okay, well that seems like a chapter end, you know? Yeah, it's the next chapter already. So we didn't get to do the whole other lead involving the flower person, whoever. You know, the lead that Mr. Fairlight gave us. Okay. Well, there's some replayability there, you know, if you want to check the game out yourself, or maybe other playthroughs that people have done. Maybe there have been differences in that playthrough. For now, though, I'll just continue what I've been doing. Because I don't imagine I can do both. I don't know if you can do both routes at the same time. Maybe you can, I'm not sure. Because there was an option to go to the Flower Mansion, but I imagine if you go to the Flower Mansion before you meet Nanya at the end there, you'll probably just not be able to do anything, you know, because you've already checked out the other lead. I don't know. Anyway. Well, we should go to Melody's home and at least meet her. Oh, no, okay, well, actually we do? Okay, never mind. I say all that, but then actually there is... It's saying right now to go to Melody right now, so... I imagine Melody... I can't remember it because it's been a while, but I think Melody's the one that we could have met... Or could have met instead of going to the news place, you know, meeting with the lady, you know, of Augmented Eye, the boss lady. If you was another, it was doomed from the start. Well, that's rude. Why so rude? So rude, turn. Still not fixed. The ooze grows even larger. So just lash out from the drain. Anyway, can I talk to you? Let's keep at the path we're on, okay? Can hug some more later. Hayden was always an impressive guy, but who knew he was creating someone so cool? So cool. Well, zap. Yeah. Talk to the door. Keep on creaking, door. Door is a good thing to know about when you're planning on breaking and entering. Well, not so much as breaking things, thankfully. Then again, poor Lappy. Poor Lappy. Dead. Lappy was expensive. Ready to head out? Okay. So, we've explored that lead. I guess we explored the other lead. Are we just gonna... I mean, I guess the idea is that if we explore this lead instead, nobody else will get killed, you know? That's just what we're assuming. It's kind of like a mood whiplash, though. Oh, like, you know, a bunch of people dead. Oh no, okay, give up. Alright. And then we go do something else. Even though Turing said, like, not to investigate anymore. We're going to investigate more, except it's a different thing. I don't know. Something wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. I was... wool gathering. Wool gathering? I see we've arrived at the Melody Flora's residence. It's quite impressive. But that's to be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group, despite retiring from day-to-day operations at the company. I wonder how she and Hayden first began working together. Sorry, back on task. I was gonna mention actually... Oh no, I should say this more. Is there anything you'd like to know before we head inside? Let me just say, I was gonna say when Nanya died and everything, I was gonna say it reminds me of a movie called Final Destination, I think a series of movies. I've never watched any of them, but the premise is that the idea is that you know, everyone just dies in ridiculous ways. Everyone is just like inevitably going to die in the movie, and so they try to like many things to prevent their deaths, but somehow they always die in the most ridiculous ways. That's what I was trying to like say, actually. That's why it was so funny to me, because it's just basically Final Destination, you know? It's like everyone just somehow dies, no matter what. No matter how much they try to avoid their deaths, they just die in the most ridiculous ways. In the most, like, coincidental ways. Anyway, but, Anyway, I don't know, like, give me some exposition, Turing. Give me a rundown of the flower cybernetics. Flower cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother, Antonia, or Antonella, Antonilla. Was like that, Antonia? Antonilla. Antonilla? It started developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis, I think? Prosthesis. Why is English so complicated? What I want to say is prosthesis. Prosthesis, right? No, it's prosthesis, I think. Because, you know, I don't know. Prosthesis and nanoparticle diagnostic and treatment technologies. They were vastly successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between the nervous system and a cybernetic prosthesis. The majority of their early projects were defense technologies for the American military, developing ruggedized military prostheses for use on injured soldiers, and then eventually electively for special forces. Yes, Metal Gear Solid 5. This research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops, long since barred by international law. Rocketol Punch. Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against developing further military hardware from that point on. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. Well, there's some parallels to draw. You know, a lot of, like, in real life, you know, a lot of, like, technologies involving medicine have advanced a lot because, well, not because, but as a result of, you know, the World Wars, World War One and Two, is where a lot of, like, medical technologies were funded, you know, to keep soldiers alive and everything, and then eventually it was transitioned to obviously just modern medicine as well. A lot of advancements in that field. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative movement against extensive cybernetic use, especially brain implants. What can you tell me about Melody? Look up her Wikipedia article. Not a whole lot. She's largely private. She doesn't even have any social media, and that's crazy. In contrast to her mother's penchant for courting a media circus. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in the boardroom. But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company, and she's since stepped down from the helm. There's talk that she's lost her spine in her old age, but... well, I'll take that with a grain of salt. Slider. Which is me. She may have retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company as large as Flower if you're a quitter. Stay on your toes. Did Yannick say he and Melody had a falling out? He did, and I can't shine much light on that. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating systems for the direct link virtual reality implants, so perhaps it happened during that time. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any public talk of a personal falling out between the heads of the companies. I'll scrape the mesh for more rumors, but there'll only be that. Rumors. I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it blurs too much for me to be sure what's real. Well, just like real life. Again, a bit of a mood whiplash, by the way, because now we're just, you know, it's all silent now. Even though a bunch of people died, don't worry about it. We're just, you know, we're just gonna investigate some old lady, I guess. Here's some water. But let's go ahead and head in. No time like the present then. Okay, look around though. Look at this window. You can break it again, she's gonna be dead again. Just a lot of dead people. Windows line the front of the house and broadcast the hints of an expertly designed den inside. Touch the window. The anguish cry of the window cleaner bellows in your soul as you smudge on the panes. See? A small partly photographed version of your face is now directly displayed against the mansion window. Oddly enough, this unlocks no secret entrances and awards no points, and just makes Turing look at you kind of funny. Well, the windows try their best to produce deep, meaningful lyrics, but the effort is transparent. Goddamn. Look at this bear statue. Small-scale bears, statue guard the entrance to the mansion. You can't take it. Not marble, nor the gilded monuments. Hey, baby, what's Urson? Okay. Okay, a very punny video game. The statue's head is too big to fit them on. No sweet gems for this bear. Umbrella. Now we have an umbrella, by the way, which is weird because now, I mean, there is differences, I guess, in the playthroughs, actually. You might still investigate the leads the same way, but now that we have an umbrella, it's slightly different, you know? You can use an umbrella on things. Alas, there's no rain for the statue to shield itself from, nor sing in. They'd look cuter if they had little outfits on. Would they? Don't destroy the Earthside aesthetic. The silence is unbearable. Besides, at least some sunglasses is gonna commit to that look. And umbrella again. Handle won't fit in any of these statues' big old paws. Hey, let's look at this plant. These tall shrubs could line the estate of a Victorian duke. That's definitely pleasant to look at. Touch. These evergreens are perfectly sculpted. Be careful not to wreck the mold if you touch. Touch. Don't treat the junipers like SighingSlider. Abervertise? I assume like trees. Abervertise means tree, I think. Or it could be something else, I'm not sure. Don't you know the difference between a shrub and a bush? Probably isn't worth the risk of Turing exploding. No, explode! Okay, well. Gun. The plant takes the volts like a champ, resolute and green in the face of a pistol's rage. Wow. It's too strong. Has 100% resistance to electroblasts. Two dark wooden doors make up the mansion's entranceway. A small foyer can be seen through the mottled glass. Foyer. That's another word. It kind of sticks with me though, you know, foyer, F-O-Y-E-R. You would think it's foyer, right? But I've actually... I mean, I don't know if it's pronounced differently in other areas, but at least in Canada anyway, I'm actually used to that word as foyer. Because that's what I've always heard, you know? When in school, you know, the teachers will say, hey, we're going to the foyer now to get ready for the school field trip. Everybody meet at the foyer, everybody, you know? So it always sticks in my mind, you know, it's the foyer. You wouldn't pronounce it any other way, it's the foyer. Foyer? Foyer. Foyer. Going. Maybe we should ring the doorbell first. Well, let me use items on it first. This place is so rich and old-fashioned, wouldn't it be surprising if we really did still have a milk delivery person? Did they do that? I always thought that was a myth, you know? I've never seen that in real life, like a milk, like, delivery. It's never happened. Never existed. The Organizational Outreach Act of 2043 forbade anyone from presenting pamphlets from groups they weren't affiliated with in the private doorways. Look. Looks like a buzzer for an apartment complex. She needs one of these just for one house? Well, it's a mansion because she's freaking rich. It's really big. You can't use the speaker without ringing the bell. Okay, fine, ring the bell. Ding dong. It's a little bear, okay? Is that I don't even want to know. You know what? I give up. He meant no disrespect. Okay. You can actually... Can you communicate with that bear turn? Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, maybe not. Mine says we can go in. Should we? Doorbell. Door's open. No. Doorbell. Let's just go in. No. Okay. Doorbells have usually been more of a push thing. Anyway, let's go in. Okay. Oh wow, swanky. Swanky. What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. Is swanky too out of date? I don't know. Nah. I wouldn't know. It's certainly before my time. Oh, Miss Flores. Excuse us for the intrusion. My name is Turing and... Oh, I know who you are. I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation. Fairlight. I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case. Though I suppose the boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh. Wait, you know Hayden? Also, we actually only just met Dr. Fairlight yesterday. Yesterday? Was it only yesterday? It feels like it's been a while. Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you. Pat? Is her, like, bear friend? What? Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion. Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears. Well, either way, he's on a diet. This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you. In Russia, bear eats you, you know? Do you understand? Not really. Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend, not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him either. Well, about that. Right. He's dead, you know, so... Cat? This is a cat? The most regal-looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper in the fainting chair. You give the cat a pet. The name of her collar says Lily. Huh. It looks remarkably bored at all attempts at conversation. ID card. Everybody knows who you are is unimpressed. Milk. If this cat had the ability to drink from a saucer of sour milk, it would become the single most spoiling entity to ever exist. Strawberries. The biggest strawberries you have ever seen are assembled in a china bowl on a coffee table. Can I get some strawberries, please? They look too good to eat. That might be the point. Zap the strawberries. These strawberries have been modified to resist electrocution to protect growth in the face of storms. Really? Oh, sure. If ever there's a case to be made for pure naturalism, this bowl of modified strawberries will be it. Teapot. A thin string of steam escapes from the delicate spout. The handling of the teapot is strictly the domain of the household's servants. At least in homes of this class, yes, he's really rich. It's just, you know, the eat the rich sensors are tingling. You know, I just don't like rich people. I don't know. Look, I don't want to be antagonistic to people. I try not to, you know, just like literally hate everyone. But, you know, rich people just have it too good. Anyway, the teapot itself is busy, but the computerized pot holder takes note of your requested temperature change. Just don't like rich people these days. Especially, well, I mean, especially in a cyberpunk setting, you know, because that's the point, right? The whole point of a cyberpunk setting is that it's sort of like basically super hyper capitalism, you know, where like the class, like what do you call it, class divide or the class gap, I guess, is incredibly radicalized. So there's rich people who are super rich and the poor people are super poor and everything. That's the whole point, right, of a cyberpunk setting. It's supposed to be like a dystopia in a sense. This umbrella is not small enough, nor this drink fruity enough to merit the insertion of an umbrella. Well, I'm talking this deal. The phrase "Shall I be mother" scrolls along the rim of the pot holder. Must be a British thing? Making myself a note to teach you some tea time manners. Applying white colouring is an imitation of a popular set used in Scotland in the late Edwardian era. Sadly, no true originals exist. Nope. It's fairly lucky you can press smoke that isn't toxic. Zap? These already been kept ideal. Okay, I already did that. Umbrella, yeah, I already did that. And tea times, no time for the boasting one's identity. Such sessions are reserved for after-supper brandy and cigars in the library. Okay. There's a ROM here. A R051E893 unit from the emblem on its side sits patiently near Pat in a sort of ambient sleep mode, playing light instrumental music. Oh, is that where the music is coming from? There's always just a ROM nearby. And that's what's making the music. With the high-stakes socialite relationships it monitors, the R051E is extremely delicate. These units are designed to remain in sleep mode until reactivated only by its owner's voice. The background program researched your entire family history and now knows more about where you came from than you ever have. Umbrella. By design, this ROM is strictly for indoor use. Okay. Monitor. The latest episode of Media Blitz is going into the sordid details of a new teen actor's island love affair with a local politician's daughter. Alright. Media Blitz disabled touch interactivity on the show after the appearance of their new host, a former swimming champion, led to the thousands of screens being fondled into disrepair. Okay. All direct feed viewers' requests have been calculated for this episode of Media Blitz already. The last time Media Blitz hosted a celebrity that supported the human revolution, the amount of angry messages from both sides the studio received caused a network-wide ban on the issue. Okay. Censorship. In a way. The root control monitor is fixed on the back wall of the room. The temperature is set so low, it's freezing. I guess it's for the polar bear, I assume. Unless, well, I mean, it's either a polar bear or simply a bear that has dyed their, fur white, but otherwise, I think it's a polar bear. Looks like an antique. Seems like having all the money in the world doesn't mean much without future comforts and your bears. Only Madame Flores and a team of techno-archaeologists could figure out how to make this fossil run. Zap. It's all but it's no need of a defibrillator. This thing is so old I even agree with you and reminisce on the good old days when computers and humankind were separate but functional. The huge marble fountain adorns the courtyard. Its pleasant bubbling sound can just barely be heard over the TV in outdoor ambience. Okay, there's so much I don't know, there's so much to interact with. I can't help myself. I'm too curious. You have no coins to throw away, no wishes for you. There's a lot of things to click on. Most of the human revolution's arguments don't hold water. But a pair of wide window doors were set open in the back of the room, leading to a plush garden. Can one truly use an open door? Doors look open to conversation. A large climate control globe towers in the lounge has some lively in-season plants inside. The planter box looks impossible to open, but rubbing the outside does produce a nice squeaky plastic on furniture sound. Is that nice? I don't know if that's nice sounding. Isn't that sounds annoying actually? Sounds irritating. The plants are listening to an ambient trance playlist on a platform called Rooty. The plants are shocked. Not in an actually electrified way, just surprised that you post something like that on them. The gardening room. A Malcolm model room is tending to the garden. I guess look at this chair. A plush purple fainting chair dominates the room. Touch it. This chair keeps the strict 1-to-1 human to animal ratio. The chairs for recovering from social exhaustion. The conversation chairs are in the tea room. Yes. No. You want to network with people on the expensive chairs, not with the furniture itself. How do you know? Maybe the furnitures are lonely. It will make a great abstract statement about social stratification and class politics. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Class stratification, that was the word I was thinking of. Anyway, and class politics. But the cleaning bill will be catastrophic. Well, I mean... I guess we have to pay for it. I was thinking like, well, we'll make her pay for it. Even though I'll have to pay for it. actually, when I think about it, because it's my fault. Well, the second would certainly cause fainting and thus make the chair useful. It was just singe the upholstery if fired directly on the chair. Fainting. Oh, is that what it's called? I didn't know actually. I thought it was fainting as in the color is fainting, but a fainting chair is actually a real thing. I never heard of that. I've never heard of a fainting chair before in my life. But I guess that's what it's called. I guess it's like a chair that you can like sit on and also, I guess, lie down on, is what I assume is what it is. Melody keeps an unusual company. Ursus maritimus, if I'm not mistaken. That might be why the temperature controls are set so low in here. Yeah, definitely a polar bear. I wasn't aware you knew the scientific name of the species, Slider. Oh, has my interest in proper nomenclature started to rub off on you? He's a white bear, sure. What else could he be? Plenty! Have you heard of a Kermode bear, also known as a spirit bear? Or he could be a white-faced black bear, or even a Pizzly. Pizzly? But he's not. It's a polar bear. Alright. Touch the bear. Pat is Melody's butler, not yours. He will offer service when and only when his mistress permits. Talk to bear. So, Gur and stuff. Nope. Not my ID. Did Pat just snicker your DMV photo? Hard to tell with his butler politeness. Don't feed the bears. Whoa, that little helmet he wears is constantly translating TV into growls and grunts in his ear so he can understand. Amazing. Grr. Okay. Run! He kills us. Don't be fooled by the veneer courtesy. Pat is a bear with brain implants and probably knows exactly what this is. Guessing he would appreciate his propaganda. So that's interesting. You can put brain implants on animals, and they're basically sentient. Or at least, you know, they are. I mean, animals in general are pretty sentient, I guess. But like in the sense that they have human-like intelligence to the point where you can actually just hang out with them, I guess. You know, that's interesting. I imagine it's expensive. I mean, I think I mentioned in universe, brain implants in general are expensive. I wonder how expensive it is to do it on an animal. Maybe more, maybe less. Actually, depends, I guess. Anyways, finally talk to Melody for once. Melody Flores, nanomachine heiress and owner of the Flower Salmon Eggs Group. Hutch? Try again. We have a trust fund that hold majority of a Fortune 500 company. We're just too poor for talk. If you were one of the Fairlight's worker bees, you would have made it through the door. So why are you badgering me about poor Hayden? You have me at a disadvantage, Miss Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter. Just call me Melody, darling, and of course, but I'll share a secret or two with you. I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden? I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either. Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive. Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he'd been discussing a development with the wrong people. When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened. I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance? Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't. We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins. Twilight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past. I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badged me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt? We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot. You know, she already has like a robot cat, you know, and the polar bear butler is not anything unusual out of her, you know, usual companions. I'm touched, Melody. Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions for now. Well, how did you help Hayden with Turing? Indeed, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapients. Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapients, at least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix. Okay. I mean, that's a thing. The idea of transferring human mind. Again, this always reminds me of a manga. I always forget the name. I think it's called The Wanderings of The Wanderings of Girls Group Number 7. I think that's what it's called, or something like that. It's like a sci-fi manga that's really good. It's like it's I don't know, just to quickly summarize, but basically it's a really good manga where it takes place in the near future Japan, where technology has advanced so much that it's like similar to cyberpunk, but not really. But it has a lot of like sci-fi concepts in like a slice of manga, but in the lens of somebody who's already in that society, if that makes sense. You know, it's like as if you've already are living in that society where there's technologies that don't exist in real life, do exist, you know, in this like future society. And it explores a lot of interesting sci-fi concepts, one of them being the idea of transferring your human mind into the virtual world. Which there was like a chapter about it. It's really interesting. I really like that manga. I never finished it though because the translation was never done, and then it got licensed officially and it's hard to get. But otherwise though, I like the chapter where basically I mentioned sometime in some playthrough already, but I'll say it again. It's very interesting because the idea is that there's this like insurance program, you know, that existed in that world, in that manga, where you would upload your mind into like a virtual space so that if you happen to die, you still exist in this like virtual heaven, you know? It's like a man-made heaven in a way, because your soul, or your mind anyway, is still alive even though your body's dead. And there was like a chapter where like a girl, you know, died in an accident and everything. It's, you know, it's like usually that's really sad, but then everyone's like, no, she died in an accident. Well, that's a bit of an inconvenience because death doesn't really matter. She still exists in this virtual heaven you can meet up with anytime, and she also has this like this hologram technology, so it's as if she never left, you know? She still appears in the classroom because there's this like new technology where they can like project her image into the classroom, and she's still there. She never really died, right? Of course, that brings in like a philosophical question of who's the real you, the one in the body or the one that you upload your mind into. But you know, it reminds me of that, by the way. This whole thing, just like this one sentence, reminds me of that. It's a really interesting chapter. I really like it. I like that manga. But yeah, it's like heaven insurance, you know. You got paid for your heaven insurance to get into this virtual heaven, you know. And I'm thinking, like, now that I think about it, well, does that mean Turing is someone? I don't know. Is Turing not fully a computer? Is Turing just a machine body with someone's mind in it? I'm thinking maybe. I mean, the first thought I would think was maybe Hayden. Maybe Hayden uploaded his mind into Turing. And that's who Turing is, you know, basically baby Hayden, you know. That's what Turing actually is. It's just Hayden, technically. Even though he died, he lives on in a blue robot. Maybe. Is that what I'm getting out of this? Maybe? I don't know. That seems to be the implication, but anyway. You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that. Oh, I didn't realize. How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind? The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lore. I saw her eyes open up a little bit. I guess, well, I mean, she's getting up there, you know, she's pretty old. So obviously anyone who's getting, you know, getting close to death probably would like immortality, if possible. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of the nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind. Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were frankly baffling and let them loose. You could just do that, I guess. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing. Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me, so I guess maybe not exactly that. You're maybe not exactly uploading a mind to Turing, but more so that, I mean, from what we've been told anyway, I guess Turing was supposed to mimic the human mind, and that was supposed to, like, help unlock that idea of, like, somehow transferring a consciousness into Turing. Maybe. I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations. Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate on your involvement? If you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector and you're never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but he was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flowers' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell them that. Don't worry. I won't, because he's dead. Ah, that was a compliment, dear. Well, Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development? I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he's just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock. I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology. Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but You're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function. I suppose that's correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amount of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding, specialized task? Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are. Okay, I was thinking she was, but she wasn't. I know. Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more. Of course, we'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna ask about Fairlight, I guess. What's the story between you and Fairlight? Oh, hell. That old bastard about flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen district-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first model sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me. Literally. I turned him down, very politely I might add, and then suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up. We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damn careful about trusting him if I were you. I guess he's a horn dog, is what I got from that. He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants. Still, I suppose if we tried again now, I might not turn him down. Okay. We're both getting old after all. It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his. Oh, okay. I think that's everything we need to know. Good. I can get back to my retirement. Well, thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later. Oh, one more piece of information for you if you like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you. Vincent was more working closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data correlating algorithms for the mesh. I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on. That would be fantastic, Melody. Perhaps Golden Gate Park? Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cars. Oh, well, I don't have any cars anymore. I gave away his business card. Oh, I have my ID card, I guess, but anyway. The cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me. Uh, don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed. Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck. Alright, so we have a new lead though. An interesting idea about Hayden's research, however. Uploading the human mind, achieving immortality. I wonder if that's gonna be a thing at the end of the game. Because, I'm already calling it. Hayden uploaded his mind. He's still alive, technically, even though his body's dead. So, like, there's some kind of conspiracy going on involving him, I think. But for now, though, I guess we're gonna meet up with someone named Vincent, I guess, and learn more from him, maybe. We'll see about that.